Okay, welcome to 498 yet again. I didn't get any feedback on the task lists, so I have made some assumptions in the schedule. So if you could have a look at the spreadsheet that I sent out in an email or in a Blackboard announcement for your particular group. So I think, let's just see if we can pull up Blackboard, and I'll go through that. So that's where we are. I am thinking that we should put a check in on November 19th, which is going to be a more formal run through your product and the functional and cross-functional requirements that your product. Yes, Anne? Sorry?
More of a report.
Not a report. I just want you to bring your stuff in, and we'll go through. I've got the list of requirements for all three teams, and we'll just go through. And I'm going to start that informally now, but I'm thinking having a checkpoint just before Thanksgiving is a good indicator to see, because we've only got 2 weeks after Thanksgiving, and only 1 week of lectures, and then there's finals week, right? So there's not much immediately after Thanksgiving. So I'm thinking of putting in a product checkpoint. Nothing. So in here. And we'll just go through the functional and cross-functional requirements for each team, and how the product, the thing you're building, is going towards that.
That's for next week?
No, the November 19th.
The 19th?
So just under a month away. Okay, the week before Thanksgiving. So this, where are we? This one. I got this week here. Lucky number 13. And just see if I can move that over a bit. There we go. Center it a bit better. And I don't know why this one doesn't show it, but on the actual slides, I've put a red box. You can see that it's there, but that's where we are, right? We've done with all this stuff. This is all done. This is what we're trying to do now. So it's good to see some drone stuff out. I know there's some fridge stuff back there, but I'd like to see it starting to get connected, and same with the parking automation group. And if you don't want to bring stuff in and you would rather work somewhere else, having pictures to show, or a video even to show, would be a good way of demonstrating it. Having said that, if you are doing stuff and you get something to work, before you do anything else, take a video of it. Because every year I get at least one group who gets something to work 3 or 4 weeks out from presentation, and then they break it the day before presentation, so they can't demonstrate it. Right? So having a video is a good way of showing evidence that yes, it actually did fly, or it did detect a car, or it did send a picture of the fridge contents to my phone. Right? Now, how you do a video, that particular one might be a bit hard. Okay, so like I said, I want to figure out, I'm still figuring out the details of the product. The product will be 10% of the grade. And as I think I've said, you can still get an A without meeting all your functional and cross-functional requirements.
Can you repeat it?
So, have you got the recording going? The recording is going, so it's going out live on YouTube, right? So, to repeat it, you can still get an A without meeting all your product functional and cross-functional requirements. The trick is how you deal with it, right? Just about every engineering project I've ever been on, we haven't met all of our requirements. And it's a matter of how you want to use the word pivot or react to that problem, whatever the problem happens to be. So I've probably got these in the wrong order. I'm just going to go quickly through the numbers, and then I'm going to backtrack and go through, and I want to check off or cross off, depending on whether it's a yes, it's done, or no, it's not, everybody's functional requirements. I've got them in the wrong order here. So that's where parking automation is. The SPI number came up and the percent done number came up based on what I think you've done. All right. So that's good. And there's the requirements. I'll come back to them. Drone is looking like they're getting pretty close, but I have yet to see evidence of it flying. So that would be good. And there's the requirements. And Smart Bridge Update is also improving. And I'm going to leave that note there just so that it's clear. What I've done is I've taken every project's percent done numbers that I've been using, well actually since week 2 on this, I just made up a number for the week 1 number. And that's the evolution, right? And the thing I'm interested in, I'm always interested in telling the future, right? I nearly always get it wrong, but that doesn't mean you don't take a guess. And my guesses are always stupidly simple linear extrapolations. So what I've done here is for each of the 3 teams, I've used Excel's simple linear trend function, and it's a bit hard to see on this screen. I should have made the trends a little thicker. But week 13 is here, and that's the one I'm suggesting we do a checkpoint. And the only team that may make it is the fridge team, right? Sorry, the fridge team, that one, the orange one. Just barely, right?
Yeah.
Both other teams, so which is that? That's the drone team. You get to about 96%, and the parking automation team went down at about 75% at the end of at week 13, right, which is that week before Thanksgiving. Now I'm not too worried about this because I know in projects linear extrapolation doesn't necessarily do the right thing, but it does tell you something about the future. So I think I told you the story a while ago about working at United Technologies and doing a joining a much larger team that had been doing agile methodology and software for several iterations, and they had to commit to delivering something in March. I took all of their data and I did a linear extrapolation just similar to this to say, well, how long is it going to take everything we haven't done yet done, and when are we going to be able to say, yes, it's all done? We had to commit to March. My stupid estimate came out to October. Right, I was doing this in October of the previous year. My estimate came out to October. But the project lead got up in front of senior management and said, we will deliver in March, even though I said it was bullshit. Excuse my language. We eventually finished in November. So even I was wrong. Even though I was, 7 months longer than they said they would be, it was actually 8 months longer. And part of that was because people kept adding stuff which doesn't help. But having this linear guesstimate of when you're going to finish is a way of maybe motivating you, maybe seeing. The nice thing is we're not too far off, right? No project has flatlined. The first time I did this, I took Capstone 2, not the last cohort, but the cohort before. I had one project was a one-person project. And that project flatlined for the first 8 weeks or 9 weeks of semester. 0 progress. And it would have been nice to have something like this to show. Maybe they would have started working in, week 7 or something.
Is that why you don't offer one-person projects anymore?
One of the reasons I don't offer, that was one of the lessons learned from that student. Don't offer one-person projects. Okay. Now I know some students don't like having project groups, and there are a variety of reasons for that, but I'm trying to work around most of it. The aim is to try and get something done with what you know, something you're interested in, and something that shows or showcases, what you can achieve. Okay. Any questions about anything I've just said? So I'm going to work backwards now. And so let's go with the smart fridge people, and let's go through the requirements. Can you keep a list, an image, or have you changed this list? I know you were rethinking the way you were doing it. Are you rethinking the requirements as well?
Some of them are different.
Yeah?
Specifically, the system shall have 2 cameras, which allows for pictures to be taken. So our Raspberry Pi only allows for 1 camera.
Okay. Okay, so, but that's a technology reason. That's okay. But can you take a picture with your Raspberry Pi?
Not yet.
Okay.
But, and also, the very last one, the system shall transmit data through a Bluetooth adapter. It's actually a Wi-Fi adapter.
Okay, that's another. That's okay. You're still doing it. It's just the technology change. And can you talk to the system over Wi-Fi?
Not yet.
Okay, I'm looking for a green tick rather than
Yeah.
red. So do we have a way to keep inventory?
Almost.
Almost?
Side, yeah.
It doesn't sound very positive, so I'm
No,
just
it's
gonna.
like 80% there.
80%. Okay. The system should have a connection to the secure domain through the user's home network. How's the server side or the network side going?
That's fine. Put a name up for that.
Sorry?
That's good.
Can you show me that?
We show you that.
Remember, I want to trust but verify, as Ronald Reagan used to say. The system shall connect to the domain through an iOS application. Have you? No? Okay.
That one's in the process.
The system shall be able to run off a rechargeable battery. You got that running? Yeah? Okay. The system shall be able to withstand standard temperature, refrigerated temperatures. Have you tried it out?
Now it's outside of the fridge.
I would strike that off. That's a requirement.
Okay, because you've changed the.
Yeah.
Well, you've still
Well,
you've still got
We've moved
part of it.
moved most of the parts outside of the fridge, so we don't have it need like basically withstand the temperature.
So I would suggest you
Rewrite this.
you rewrite it, just because of the design change. But again, it's something to talk about, right? Because you did make a design change, and it's a valid change.
It's about withstanding the temperature.
Well, that's okay. Have you been able to test the life of the battery, 12 hours?
not yet.
No? Okay. System cameras shall take pictures of the inventory when the fridge door is open. That's slightly changed as well because of the redesign, yeah?
Everything's been done to the app.
That's the user, but
So I would rewrite that. And when you come to report this, have the list of previous requirements, and if the current requirements are the same, just copy them across into another, but have the updated list as well, so we can see them side by side. Okay? And
I would say yes.
the system,
Yeah, that was good.
yeah? Again, I want to see how you.
Well, I mean, everything's going to be located outside the fridge now, so I mean,
like you can place the camera
With
anywhere within the fridge, as long as the cable's long enough, you can move it around.
Yep. Okay. Okay, so we've got a way to go. Some rewrites. There's at least 4 there that I can see, based on your design change. And that's okay.
a lot of them depend on each other. So once we get something
Yeah.
done, they'll all start kind of adding up together.
And so one of the problems with this stuff is this stuff being producing something that works, right? Is it almost never works one by one. You've got to have it mostly all working before it mostly all works. So you tend to go, right, what tends to happen is you sort of go like that, and then you sort of hit a step change, and then you go like that. And what I'm looking for at some point in the next 2 or 3 weeks is to see that step change. It's usually an S curve of some description, right? At low initially, then a threshold gets hit, and then that last 10% takes a long time to get done, just nailing everything down. Okay, that's Smart Fridge, thank you. And let's go with the home security drone. How about, can it connect to Wi-Fi? Yeah?
Yeah,
You can show me that?
Part of the system.
yeah, part of the system, not the full one yet.
Okay, so that's all right. Patrol doesn't fly yet, does it?
Not
Manually.
Okay. Detect motion? Yeah.
motion right now.
Contact authorities? No. Mount on a rechargeable station?
Yeah, we're scrapping that.
Yeah, we were scrapping that idea.
Okay. And again, when you come to report this at the end of semester, have it up there on the
Yeah,
left-hand
yeah.
side and just have a story about why you got scrapped, right? and shall trigger an alarm.
Yep.
Yeah, triggers an alarm already. Yeah. Okay. Operates via rechargeable batteries. You got them. Yay! Record after detection. Been able to record?
We're close.
Working on it.
Yeah.
Not just
So
yet.
not yet.
That's okay. Shall fly.
Not yet.
No fight yet.
Yeah.
10 seconds would be a start.
Right. Yeah. 1 second.
Yeah, but having a bit of power with all the. And the system shall not exceed a maximum weight of 10 pounds. I think that's pretty.
I think we're good on that.
I think you're good. Yeah. Okay. So there's some green there. That's okay. So parking automation.
Yeah.
This parking system shall give drivers live real-time data on status of each parking lot.
Yep.
You can do that?
Yeah.
Yeah? How do you do that?
With an LCD display.
LCD display? Very good. The parking system shall notify drivers of unavailable spaces. Yeah, you've got a count. Very good. The parking system shall notify drivers if there is an accident.
We're going to take it off.
You're going to take that one out? Okay. Again.
Scrap it. The scrap yard.
Like I said, have a story to tell about why you're getting rid of it, right? The parking system shall notify drivers if a parking lot garage is out of service. Can we do that?
Yep.
Yeah? Okay. The parking system shall notify drivers of empty parking spaces. I suppose that's almost the same as one.
Yeah, it's pretty similar.
Parking system shall notify drivers of how many empty parking spaces there are per level. Yeah? Cool. You've almost got it working then. The parking system shall have no capacity limit. That's okay.
We did it as like the limit right now, but in the future it could be not limited. It will work, yes.
Okay, I'll put a cross just because you deserve at least one cross. The parking
It could
system.
work, that's for sure. Because I could increase the available and it will work.
Parking system shall send
The model we
sensor
made doesn't
within
have unlimited
seconds.
parking space, but
The
system
parking
that we
spot.
designed theoretically does.
Sorry.
The model that we made doesn't have unlimited parking, right? But the system itself can capacitate unlimited parking.
Okay.
But we have the ability to increase the space as much as we want.
Correct. So it's like, if we have to, we can.
Okay.
And I guess we could find a way to do that.
And the parking system shall send sensor. I suppose that's detection within seconds.
Yes.
Yeah, you got that? So that's, oops, wrong colour. The parking system shall be sensitive to motion to recognise if a parking space is occupied or empty. Yeah. Parking system shall have a magnetic field detector.
Nope.
No. A parking system shall be powered by long life battery with minimal energy. Okay.
Yes.
And again, remember. Sorry.
2 to 5 business days.
So remember, I want to see in your update some numbers in the cross-functional requirements.
Yeah, that's part of
Take it
our,
home.
we're not for that.
Take it home.
So I want to see this parking automation system. So make sure you, if you're not prepared to show me now, be prepared next week to show it to me, because I think everybody would like to see it.
Unless, do you want me to put it up on that desktop, or?
Yeah. What?
Do you want me to just toss it up, I'll bring it up to you in the laptop?
Just stay there. It's okay.
Okay, yeah.
I'll come over once I'm done. I'm done. Does anybody have any questions, comments?
Can you go over push requests on GitHub? Because I've been working on the code for our app, and I have it set up, I think, but whenever I try to push through the S code, nothing appears on GitHub.
Okay.
I don't know if it's because we're doing it on React